Ginetta and the number 68 Team Brits McLaren, Nick Casey.
Tell us about yourself. Who's Nick Casey?
Thank you. Yeah, Nick, I'm 47. I've been working in ad tech for forever. I've got 5 kids, married to a beautiful wife, Claire, live in Newbury, and have very recently got into motorsport.
Motorsport is more than just racing. It's a test of engineering, skill, courage and passion. It's the relentless pursuit of speed, precision and control. A place where milliseconds matters and limits are constantly being redefined. For some, it's a lifelong dream. For others, it's a calling that finds them later on in life. And for Nick Casey, it's the beginning of something new. This is the story of a man stepping into a world of motorsport, not for glory, but for growth.
I have always enjoyed probably driving on the edge. Speak to any of my friends. Drive it like I stole it, I think is the expression. I've always had a passion for it, and I've never, until a couple of years ago, never even thought about how to execute on that passion.
Yeah.
And we went actually to a British touring car day, and my wife was working with a touring car driver. And him and his wife were very kind, and they let my kids sit in the car, and they were able to come into the garage, and it was a wonderful day. And I asked a few kind of questions about what you're doing, how did you get into it yourself, and he expressed that his dad took him in karting and those kind of things, and it just kind of inspired me a little bit. And then about 6 months later, I got the opportunity to go with Petro down to Dunsfold and test drive a McLaren Artura around the Top Gear track. And on that day, again, I kind of gave it a bit of welly as we went round, and that's when I met Adriano. We got on like a house on fire straight away, and from that moment onwards he was kind of inspiring me to think about taking things further.
Yeah.
So we decided to catch up and have a track session together, a proper one. So we went out in a McLaren 670, I think a 620S or something similar, 650S, whatever it is, and had a great day out with a McLaren Academy actually. At Silverstone, wonderful day, and I just got the bug immediately, and I wanted to take my license. I wanted to get out and race. He's like, okay, well, one step at a time. Let's go get your license. So together we came out and did our license around Silverstone again, and then we just planned to do some track days, and I just got the bug so quickly.
Yeah.
Box3 came from me meeting Adriano through Petro's introduction for going down to the McLaren day.
Yeah.
And we all kind of got together and went, I want to race. Petro loves, we're all petrol heads.
Yeah.
And we just thought, you know what, we all service different parts of the pie, right? Let's give it a go and see if we can make something happen. And we wanted to create a race team, a driver coaching academy school, if you like, that is just a little bit different to what everyone else is doing out there, executing just so slightly differently. Today was good. Today was a testing session ahead of tomorrow's qualifying and race. It was hard work, actually, a lot more hard, very busy. I think today was my first time in a test day where it was the weekend ahead, the test day ahead of a race, and it was so busy.
Was it a lot to learn, sort of working with the pit crew, working on the track with the car?
So today we did a number of things which I hadn't done before, like pit stop practices, for example. We'd never done that. We had done some half pit stops before, but nothing like we did today, which were full-on pit stop practices, jumping in and out of the car.
Yeah.
So that was new. What else did we need? New today was probably also having that much traffic and that much competitive traffic on the track.
And if it's a test day, you can come in, so we can have a quick look around.
Better safe than sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I know with the track days we've done, it's like, let's get back out because we're bound to get a red flag. Days like this, less common. I know there has been some. We'll do some practice pit stops, do some driver changes.
Ah, that's a good idea.
We need
Get you in the groove of doing it.
Yeah, we just get Nick out and then I jump in. Mind you, the process is not going to be difficult because it's 167 seconds.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for us to do everything, but we need to do everything right, because if we get a penalty on that goes on the top of the penalty that we already carry.
We better hurry up then, don't you?
Yeah, I have to. Anyway, when the challenge is too easy, it's not nice. We like it difficult.
So how was the first session of practice? How did you feel once you got out the car? Especially, I know you've done track days, and track days are completely different from actual race days. So how did it feel having to be more competitive and have more competitive cars around you?
Well, we went out today with a plan. We knew what we wanted to achieve going out today. We had a very specific plan to execute on from the word go.
Yeah.
And it didn't really matter what other people were doing around us. We just had to focus on what we wanted to do.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you have to be much more aware of what's going on, because on a test day, pretty much anything goes. There's overtaking on the left and the right. Whereas on a track day, you overtake only on the left, and it's with permission, etc. So, very different.
You're going to be on the comms, we're going to be talking to you. And then you said that you want more information on the comms, but I think we're going to give information on maybe lap time, position.
Yeah.
I just want you to just focus on...
So far, it's been radio silent. I mean, not apart from the box. I haven't had any comms at all. I don't mind. Not that I need to have a full-blown conversation with you.
It's different in a race to testing, in a race, because you're going to know what other people in your car are doing. The people you're racing against, what's their lap time compared to your lap time, and what's going on. So that car in front is in your class. You're racing it, or that car behind is a Ferrari. You're not racing it. Don't waste time defending. Let it through. So there will naturally be a lot more comms in a race situation than in a
we're going to have to talk to you more anyway.
Yeah. It's limited what you can say in a test situation, apart from this is your lap time.
Don't worry, we not swear on the radio, and we're very calm and relaxed.
If I don't get some banter, I'm going to be disappointed.
You shouldn't ask for that.
So you've got Sam on your car, is it?
Yeah.
Bring it. I could do with a laugh. I get bored out there sometimes.
It's not going to be boring, don't worry.
No, I know it's not.
I think we covered everything, did we?
Alright, what time are we here tomorrow?
We need to be here 8 o'clock, the briefing starts. There will be a truck we need to be here just before 8.
Quarter to 8.
Quarter to 8.
It's Saturday, race day, the calm before the storm. While the drivers gather for their morning briefing, getting their final instructions and mentally preparing for what lies ahead, the pit lane begins to stir. Mechanics and support crews are already hard at work, fine-tuning every detail, checking tyre pressures and running last-minute diagnostics. Today is packed with action. A brief practice session to dial in the cars, followed by a tense qualifying round where every second counts, and then the real test. 2 grueling 45-minute endurance races where skill, consistency and strategy collide. For Nick Casey, it's the beginning of something big, his first ever race weekend, and everything starts right here.
So, how are you feeling today? Did you have a good night's sleep?
No, didn't have a good night's sleep. I was up at 2, up at 5, up at 7. Haven't had any breakfast, but strangely not feeling too nervous either. So, don't know what's going on there. The practice quali split into 2 is 20 minutes divided into 2. I'm probably gonna do about 16 minutes of that.
Yeah.
So I'll get a bit of practice time in on the new tyres, and then out, hopefully having warmed myself up and ready to go.
I'm excited about Nick, his very first qualifying.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go out, do 3 laps, because according to the regulations I have to.
Yeah.
And then on those 3 laps I'm gonna just clean the tires, warm them up a little bit, because we need Nick to have as much laps as he can.
Yeah.
Because he's going straight to his first qualify ever, so that's really exciting time.
Race 1, a 45-minute endurance challenge, a grid full of seasoned machines, experienced drivers and an intense expectation. All the preparation, all the planning, it all comes down to this moment. The race will be shared between Nick and Adriano with a mandatory pit stop to swap drivers, a routine they've practiced countless of times, but today it's not just practice, today it's the real deal.
Star in the Toro Verde GT. That's the red Porsche on pole position alongside the Ferrari. It is great to have Bonamy Grimes and Johnny Molan back. They've been in BRITCAR for many years. We haven't seen them for the last couple of seasons. In the past as well. So much variety on this grid. Watch for the red lights going out. They start to brake bank slightly. The red light goes out and we're underway. Steve Gambrell, I don't think he quite got through there at Village Corner. It's a real traffic jam behind. That's being driven early on by Dave Scaramanga. Ganny's racing in the Castle Combe Saloon Car Series down in Wiltshire, sharing with Will Powell today. Number 3 Ginetta and the number 68 Team Brits at McLaren. Nick Casey just clipping the back of Aaron Morgan.
On lap 16, Nick dives into the pits for a mandatory driver change. He hands the car over to Adriano, a seasoned professional Brazilian-born racing driver and Nick's trusted coach. There's no time to waste. The swap is seamless and Adriano launches straight back out into the action.
Checkered flag. Stephen Gambrell and Dan Lloyd take the victory in their Porsche. Well ahead of Dominic Malone and Adam Smalley. It's a Porsche 1-2. The rest of the classes battle their way home. Hits in the Ginetta. Harry BARC across the line. He'll be a class winner. Confirm all the class victories very shortly. Simon Major, I think, will win the trophy class despite that stop-go penalty, as well ahead of his opposition. Marco Anastasi comes home to win the Ginetta class. There's our second place car overall, the Malone Smalley Porsche, nearly 40 seconds down on our race winner in the end.
Where we've got the park firm at the end of the pit lane.
So how was it?
Mate, it was epic. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that first lap, the green light, the adrenaline going through my body on the start, thinking I'm gonna stall the damn thing on the start line. Didn't want to be that person today. Didn't want to be the person that crashed, but but yeah, the first couple of laps were absolutely epic and a bit of a bum fight out there. Trying to jostle for position, track position, trying not to clatter each other. Really enjoyed it, found a bit of pace, which was fantastic. And then the two cars in front of me absolutely dusted me on the straights, but on the corners I had them every single time. And I got the engineer and go, go on it, on the corners, you've got to take them in the corner because you're never going to get them in the straight. So I went for a lunge and In my mind, we were. It was my corner.
Yeah.
But they were they had so much pace because they had a different line to me that he came across me. Is what it is. But racing incident in my mind, and it was fucking awesome.
That's the thing. The fun
really
factor.
was. Yeah. And we're off into race 2, and we start in a reasonable place. Adriano did an amazing job in it pulling us back. So. I'm sure he'll have something to say to you as well in a minute. But yeah, we're looking forward to starting relatively nicely up on the grid.
Cool. Nice one, Nick. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I definitely started taking it more pace after the incident, actually. Dab on the brakes, turning, and taking it a much better line through it. I think to start with, even on the best lap probably. I'm trying to remember which one would have been the best lap.
You need to remember that you're going downhill, and that increase the pitch of the car, so the brake cannot be too hard anyway. And if your brake is slightly lighter and then off the brake and carry speed, run wide and bring back in, you're going to be better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We discussed that a couple of times before. So the areas you need to work is at the entrance of Chapel, the speed you carry into Chapel.
Yeah.
How late you're turning at the village to get the car more prepared for the acceleration towards the link.
Yeah, okay. So I'm turning too early into village and I need to brake less going into Chapel.
If we can keep those 2 instructions for when you're driving, if you can apply them, then it's great. Because mind you, you're going to be on the heat of racing now. It's difficult to actually concentrate and then keep working on those things. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep working overall. You're driving really well. Your pace is really good. We possibly not going to be able to do the lap times we were doing because of the tires.
But everyone has the same problem.
Exactly that.
So that's okay.
Some people could change tires for the next race.
Oh, they could? Yeah. Oh, okay. You're allowed to?
You are.
Oh, okay.
And there are people that has money and they will spend it.
Okay.
So we don't know who they are. We don't know which cars we are. All we can do is just keep our head down and then keep on pushing. You couldn't make the move to overtake some guys, but your pace were better than them. Yeah. So this is all promising. This is all great to see. And that's why this championship is good to teach you a good racecraft, to get into the rhythm of things nicely. So we're doing everything we need to do, okay? And we still finish 11th, which is not bad.
Nice.
That's good.
And we're 2 places behind them.
Yeah, we got them up quite nicely.
Yeah.
Race 2, the second and final endurance challenge of the day. Another grueling 45-minute race. But now, the physical and mental toll is undeniable. Drivers are fatigued, energy reserves are depleted, and the cracks are starting to show. The heat in the cockpit, the relentless pressure, the constant focus is all beginning to wear them down. But despite the exhaustion, adrenaline keeps pumping. It's the only thing that keeps some of them sharp, alive and in the fight. Because this race isn't just against the competition, it's against themselves.
Supercopa, that's back out. Failed to finish race 1, but no, Ashmole Doon is not there, unfortunately. The gap on road 2. Power begins to pick up, and away they go. 24 of Rich and Avery, they start to weave their way. Easy Cunningham running a little bit wide there, then it's Simon Major going superb. On car side, that's one of the team. Brit McLaren's going off the 68. Wallop straight into the tyre wall. Oh dear. The 68, that's Paul Fullick. And that I think will be the end of his and Aaron Morgan's race, sadly. Overcoming a stop-go penalty to take 4th place.
I would do it now that I've got a feel for the brakes.
Yeah, you will now have a much better feeling from next time you go in the car. Yeah. You're going to have much more understanding of what it means to drive the car on the limits, how you use the brakes. To be fair, when I was going around, I had the same feeling on this session. The tires are very old, and I'm still doing 108.
Yeah.
I did a 108.5 with old tires and then fighting because it was hard for me fighting the TCRs and the Porsche Cup car, because they're so much faster than you on the straights, but every apex I almost hit the back of them.
Coming up the back of it.
Yeah, I felt that. But overall, it's brilliant to see how you put up with everything. It's not as simple as you make it look, to be completely honest with you. A lot of people turn up to the very first race, they cannot achieve as much as you achieve in just 2 days of racing, without being a little bit overwhelmed by the situation, by the cars and everything. So you put up with everything brilliantly. So that's pretty cool.
Oh,
that's pretty
good job, thank you.
No problem. Well done. You did well. You drove. I just thought.
And just like that, race day comes to an end. For Nick, this wasn't just about lap times or overtakes, it was about pushing himself beyond his comfort zone, stepping into the world of competitive motorsport and proving he belongs on the grid. Today he set out to finish strong, to learn, to grow, and most of all, to experience what it truly means to be a racing driver. He walks away with a hard-earned lesson, a head full of data, and a fire to do even better next time. But this is just the beginning. The next chapter returns here to Silverstone, but this time it's the legendary GP circuit. A bigger track, faster pace, and a brand new challenge. Stay tuned, Nick's journey is only just getting started.